And welcome to the Hall Priest Universe. I'm King HP, also known as Father.
And I'm Kier.
Today we are going to talk about one of the most anticipated series of 2022, Moon Knight.
That episode was crazy.
Agreed. But first, before we jump into it, we're going to tell you about our next giveaway, which will be the
Next giveaway.
Well, I mean, I know we did the one.
A video ago. We already have another one?
Absolutely. We got to keep it. We got to keep it.
This is the best place to be then. If they're giving away
absolutely.
stuff every video.
I'm not every video.
Not every video, but you already announced
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
for the next
absolutely.
one, and we just got done with our last one.
Absolutely. We're going to go for the Eye of Agamotto, right? Boom.
Use that however you will. Your mom tells you, keep using it until she tells you, yeah.
Just keep swinging back time. Now.
Can I get a car? No. Car? Just keep on using it. But that's not what we are here for. We're going to be talking about that in like a month from now.
Right.
Strange 2.
But if it's your first time to the channel, definitely want to say, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click it to all. This way, anytime we drop a video, you get it, right? On top of that, like it and comment. That will automatically enter you into our Eye of Agamotto. Ooh, you messing that up? Cool. Our Eye of Agamotto giveaway. We're not going to tell you when we're going to drop it. So when we drop it, if you haven't done it or you waited till the next day, it's too late, right? So get in while you can. But let's talk about Moon Knight.
Yo.
Spoiler. If you haven't checked Disney Plus and seen Moon Knight, skedaddle.
Yeah, you got to get out of here.
Gotta go.
Unless you like spoilers, and
Because we about to talk about it.
yeah, so let's start from the beginning, man. So what's old dude's name?
Arthur Harrow,
Arthur, yeah.
the villain of the series, the man. I'm going to have to say right off the opening intro with him, the man, the myth, the legend. Because ain't no villain come out like that. Like,
He just put glass in his foot. Walks around.
the way it wasn't just like, okay, cool. It was how he broke it down. Like, look at the tediousness of how he does things, right? So you can tell he's a well organized, well kept kind of guy. Just seems that way, right? Because he has the water. He before he even takes a sip, he dips his finger in it, rubs the rim, he even makes a sound, boom, puts it back down, folds his napkin over it, one corner at a time, specific, right? Takes his cane with a crocodile joint. Pow! You know what I'm saying? Smash it, one take, boom. Unfolds it the same type of way, and then he takes that crushed glass and sprinkles it in his shoes. Make sure then he shifts the shoe around. My man shifted the shoe.
Make sure it was everywhere.
He put that thing all up in his Crocs, his sandals.
Quite literally, his Crocs.
Again, quite literally, right? So, but that just shows his dedication, man. Like, we're gonna meet this character more in depth. Because Marvel seemed to they jumped in it. They didn't give us like, oh, we're meeting, the antagonist first or the protagonist first, right? It was like they want to give you something where you don't really meet him. You just kind of see what he's on, like, whoa. And then we'll meet Spencer Grant. What's your thoughts on Spencer, man?
He's kind of a loser. Like, yeah. It's like no one really takes him serious. You know what I mean? Don't let him hear that. He's gonna come in. I would rather mess with Batman than Moon Knight. He's not gonna play with you, man.
But so here's the thing, right? With Spencer, right? He works in a museum. As he refers to himself, he's a museum gift shopist.
Yeah,
right?
gift shop, yeah.
So I'm not sure what that means. Does he own a gift shop or doesn't? But it's that okay,
Probably
whatever.
Works there.
Probably.
Everybody there bullies him. I don't think you want to bully the owner before they get fired.
But with that being said, right? So Spencer, he's got a little date. But think about it, he does not remember the things that are taking. He's not even aware in the slightest bit of the things that are happening when he's other personalities in control. Other personality, Mark Spector, and then you have Spencer Grant. We're not going to try to mix these names up, right? Now, Moon Knight in the comics, he has multiple personalities.
Yeah.
We didn't see but the two. I have reason to believe they'll probably keep it to two. They may add
I know in the trailer they showed Mr. Knight, so that's probably a separate identity.
right, but we might. I mean, they're gonna link it to a different personality.
Probably. Mr. Knight is a little bit different from Moon Knight, so.
Okay, so since we'll see how it goes. Right, it's a 6-episode event, and we'll see how that breaks down. But with Mark, we already see things with him, right? But we never see him.
No.
I mean, we see him a little bit, right, in the mirror reflections. This series is about to get so crazy.
Mark.
So let's do it kind of like a breakdown, right? So you have Spencer, and Spencer, right? He's getting bullied. His first run-in with this is when he wakes up. You can tell he thinks he's sleepwalking, right? So he puts sand around the bed, he puts tape at the door. He's got a chain for his leg, so he can't sleepwalk.
Run out.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. So he does these things because he doesn't want to sleepwalk, and apparently he's been dealing with this for a while now, right? And with that being said, every time a Mark Spector event happens, we never get to see it. We never get to see it. It's him falling out, right, to sleep, and then he wakes up, and we see the results of what just happened. Guys laid out.
Blood all over his hands. People staring at him like
my man was in the cupcake van, and he shot a man in the So again, right? This show is going to take us places where Marvel just has not been. Okay, we're dealing with the mental health of this guy because he's starting to slowly find out about Mark Spector. Right?
Why did you call me Mark?
So with that being said, he finds out the first thing is Khonshu himself. Now he can hear Khonshu.
He can see him.
He can see him. He doesn't want to, but he can see him.
I think it's creepy. I don't know. Man, did you wake up out of bed?
Yeah, you talking about the Birdman Jr. Yeah. I mean, for real, walking up on you, right? But the thing about it is, he doesn't want to. I don't know if he knows entirely, but the Khonshu does not like Mark. No. He constantly belittles him.
He doesn't like Spencer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Correction. He doesn't like Spencer. He calls him a worm, parasite.
Yeah. It's almost like Eddie Brock and Venom. A little bit.
A little bit. Except they're conscious of each other.
Yeah.
Where Khonshu is conscious of Spencer. Spencer is like, what? I hear these voices. It almost seems like this is the first time, though. But then again, Khonshu can see both sides because he's like, the idiot's in charge. The idiot's back. Give up the body, worm. Like he's just constantly degrading Spencer, right?
No, nobody likes Spencer, man.
But it's cool because we get to see Mark, but we never see Mark, but we see the results of Mark. Mark is a mercenary. Arthur Harrow even calls him out on that when they're looking for a scarab. Apparently he has stolen a scarab. We're gonna find out what the scarab links to. Looks to be some sort of compass to this underworld where Arthur Harrow is trying to resurrect his god that he believes in, Amet, right? And Amet, now Marvel, they're gonna switch some things up, right? So it's not strictly based on Egyptian deities and gods and religion, but it is, and they take the concepts and they might play with them a little bit, right? So you have this multifaceted beast, right? Part hippo, part lion, head of the alligator, right? Or actually head of a crocodile. It's really not an alligator. Alligators aren't indigenous to Egypt. So you have this, and Amet is like the devourer of the dead, right? But they're treating it like Amet got betrayed. There's almost like a super group of gods, and Amet got betrayed. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's kind of cool because I think now we're gonna get deeper into the gods now. Because we just got Eternals. They introduced the Celestials, the Deviants, and the Eternals, and now you have Moon Knight a few months later, and now they're introducing gods. In Thor: Love and Thunder, we're gonna have Zeus in there.
Okay.
So I think we're about to get deeper into the cosmology of Marvel now.
Right, but I think that brings up a good question because you have these gods, right? This is not the first time they brought up gods. This is just the first time we're really seeing it
Yeah.
because you have. I mean, you're thinking about it consciously because you've always had the Norse gods. You've always had them, right? They've been there. Thor, Loki, Odin, Hela, Frigga, the wife of Odin or whatever. So you've had them out there. Then we went into Black Panther and we got Bast, right? So we've had these different gods. And now we're introducing a different set of gods again. But we've already seen the Eternals and Celestials. So it's going to bring us to the point where you have to ask the question, what's the difference between Celestials, who created the Eternals, right? Celestials, here since the Big Bang, and the gods? Or is there a difference? Are they being confused? Do certain people tell certain people they're Celestials? They make Eternals, and the Eternals tell people what they are? So you can go, okay, they're not gods, they're Celestials. And other people don't know. They see the Celestial, and they go, gods. Because Ego didn't look like the other Celestials. He wasn't an Eternal.
He was able to make his own little form, own planet, all that.
So we're gonna have to break that down a little bit later. But let's talk a little bit about what were your thoughts on like the transformation about Moon Knight. Like, what was your thoughts?
I thought it was cool because, 1 second you got all these dudes around him, and then in like a blink of an eye, they're all dead. His hands are all bloody. You don't get to see.
I don't know if they're dead.
I mean,
some people did die. That guy told Arthur Harrow, someone ambushed us and they killed 2 of our men. So some people are dead.
I mean, but Moon Knight, he's like a very deadly hero. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're dead. You saw how much blood was on his hands? Everybody was laid out. I mean,
yeah, they were looking too. They were like,
yeah. And he didn't really. I don't think he had any weapons either. So it's not like he could have stabbed him or something. He had to like rip open their skulls, something crazy.
Well, okay. With that being said, right? So you got this guy, Vigilante. What are your thoughts on the supernatural that's in here? Because we talked about the gods, but we saw like jackals. We're gonna call them jackals because that thing chased Moon Knight or chased Stephen Grant into the bathroom, right? Like boom. Mark Spector appears in the mirror. Like whenever he sees his reflection, it's almost like he can contact his other personalities. That's what's kind of dope. Because the whole episode you're seeing reflections constantly throughout, whether it's in the puddles or it's in mirrors or off of windows, right? You're seeing reflection where the reflection may move and, you know what I'm saying, where it shouldn't move, things like that. So in the end, he is talking to Mark Spector, Stephen Grant with a V, Stephen with a V, right? And he is telling him that thing's going to rip in here. Give me control. Let me handle this. Let me save us. And he does it. So we know Moon Knight has ties to other groups, right? In Marvel, the Midnight Suns, which this would be phenomenal. We've met Black Knight. We haven't seen him dressed out, but we've met him. We've heard Blade, right? Because Blade was the one who talked to him.
We got Doctor Strange already,
right?
Possibly Ghost Rider, hopefully.
Ghost Rider's like the only one that's missing.
Yeah.
Right? So, we also saw there's other characters we still gotta get introduced. There's a Layla character, right? She called this man over 50 times. She called him over 50 times. And, there was nothing really to be said about that. So,
other than the fact that she called him Mark.
Well, she was the second person. Matter of fact, it was her calling him Mark that he said, why do y'all keep calling me Mark? Like, that's what led him to. So when he meets Mark later, it doesn't make sense, but it's like understandable. Like, okay, this is Mark. He's talking to me in the mirror. It's me, but yet I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? And he succumbs to it because he sees that jackal and he's like, that thing was in the museum stalking him. You know what I mean? So, final thoughts. What do you think is going to happen in episode 2? What do you think? What do you think is going to?
I think we're going to see more Moon Knight. I think he's going to try to get to know the character more of Mark. Try to see what's going on. I think we're going to see the villain some more, what he can do.
What do you mean by the villain?
I mean,
like, are we going to see Arthur Harrow or are we going to see Emmett? Because we started to see Khonshu. We never saw Khonshu in full, like, zoom out. You know what I mean? Like, a part we saw his face, part we saw his Well, no, you're right. You did. That's right. It's like almost every time we see Khonshu talking to Spencer or Stephen Grant, we see something about to happen. Like the first time when he walks up behind him, the guy starts shooting. He waves at him. He don't know what's going on, but they start shooting him. He knew he had a broken jaw. I mean, pop that thing back in place, and then the guy starts shooting at him. And that's the first time we see Khonshu come to him. Another time was at the elevator, but it was this old lady. So it's almost like, I don't know. When you see Khonshu, there's a good chance there's something about to go down. And then the next time we see him, he's on the bus, and Arthur Harrow is following him. And Arthur Harrow. So another thing we have to talk about, because we can't like not talk about this. Arthur Harrow does this thing where he tips the scales. He has a tattoo. The scale moves, and it's weighing you in front of
whether how good or bad you are.
Right, based on Amet. Right, whether she's the one, whatever, giving him power or however. One person dies, sucks the soul out of him, very similar to Agatha Harkness, witches. And then another person passed, right? The scale tipped out, was balanced. The other time, it tipped in, not in favor of the person. When Arthur Harrow follows Steve Grant, he corners him in the museum, right? With all
we thought all those guys were his coworkers, but they were really working for Arthur.
Right. He gets his hands on him. He goes to weigh him on a scale. The scale never balances. The scale never balances. So, what are we in store for with the second episode? Because this Arthur Harrow, who called him a mercenary, he's the mercenary. Like, he knew him from something. He even said, "Give me the scarab." Oh, boy didn't even know about the scarab. But he knew. So, what are we going to see in episode 2? Let me get some predictions.
We just went over this.
I mean, are we going to see... So, my thing is, okay, is Arthur Harrow... Here's my prediction, right? Arthur is going to try to get more power. He's going to suck the soul out of some more people. He's probably going to really start to follow... Steven. Steven. And with that, though, he's going to try to, like, convince Steven to join him. Trying to avoid. I think he'll know that he has the multiple personality situation going on, where he's trying to avoid the Mark Spector. We don't know him by name. He knows him as a mercenary when he sees him, but it's like something's wrong with this guy. He'll try to use him for his power, right? And something's going to go wrong. Whether it's Khonshu getting involved or whatever. But then it's also where Layla, I think, comes in. Because Layla said, I thought you were dead. So I think episode 2, we get some Mark Spector story, right? Similar to WandaVision. Remember WandaVision? First 2 episodes, black and white, very slow. But it wasn't until episode 3 and 4, then we saw what? The Shield, was it Shield? What was that group?
It was like, episode 3 or 4.
Sword. Sword was doing in episodes, like sending Wanda the signal through the radio and trying to get people in. So you saw what was going on behind those scenes of episodes 1 and 2. I feel like we'll get a similar kind of take on this, which is what makes Moon Knight such a dope story. It's the angles, it's all that. So let's stay tapped in. Make sure you're watching Disney Plus. It drops Wednesday, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Every Wednesday, 6 episodes. So it ends the same week Doctor Strange comes out.
Now, don't forget we got Morbius drops tomorrow on April 1st. The reviews ain't, we're going to check it out.
It's actually the lowest rated Marvel
We're going to check it out, but it's not really Marvel. It's Sony.
It's still a Marvel movie, though.
But it's not MCU.
It's just because not MCU doesn't make it not Marvel. It's still a Marvel character.
It's still, okay, but we'll talk about that.
I'm talking about like in all of Marvel.
Yeah, it's still going to count as a Marvel movie. It's just not MCU. Kevin Feige's not going to take a hit if the movie doesn't do well, or if the movie does great, he still doesn't get credit. Yeah.
I mean, we could. We saw Vulture in those trailers.
We're going to see how it's going to go down, But make sure you stay tapped in. A lot of stuff coming. Again, the giveaway for the Eye of Agamotto. Realm's not even going to tell you when. We will tell you when we're going to drop. It might be at 3,000 subscribers. It might be the weekend of the Doctor Strange release. Who knows, right? So at the end of the day, when we do release that information, make sure you've liked and subscribed and commented on the videos. Please share the videos. That helps us get out there. More people can get opportunities to win. We're trying to do as much as we can. So
Also, I don't think we explained this last time, but for this new giveaway, when you comment, you can't comment on like every single video. You have to comment from when we first announced it, which I think was
the video after the Stormbreaker, right? So
yeah,
it's the Dark Knight. It's the Batman. It's the Batman breakdown.
no,
It says,
I think that's when we gave away Stormbreaker.
oh yeah, you're right. So it's the one. It's the Black. It's a Black Adam.
Yeah,
It's the Black Adam.
from Black Adam
DCU.
to whenever we give away the Eye of Agamotto, that's the only video you can comment on. So no going back all the way to 2021 in our first video.
Right. So it's yeah. So when you go back, you'll see Stormbreaker. If you look at all our videos, click the video tab. You'll see one that says Stormbreaker winner or winner announced. Right. It starts after that. So no need to go back to all the videos. I mean, I don't mind. Go back. I mean, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? You help the algorithm, so that gets us seen more. Go share all the videos, all 38 of them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we thank you. We appreciate you. We hope that you guys stay safe. And at the same time, let's chop it up. Put your thoughts in the comments. Where do you rank Moon Knight for episode 1? For all the episode 1s of all the shows, Loki, What If?
This is the best one.
I mean, but everyone might not feel that way. Some people thought Falcon and the Winter Soldier was woo, right? So again, put your comments down in the video below. And until next time, stay safe. Peace.